Welcome everyone to an installment of Beans with Dreams with the usual hosts.
Your boy Agu and Felipe, and you know,
I think I want to be open and just say that I think we can both agree that Beans with Dreams, it's one of our dreams,
yeah,
like no pun intended, I guess, and it really is taking some time to develop. It's taking some time, but we're both dedicated and motivated for it.
yeah. It's just kind of taking some time to get off the ground. I think because again, me and Felipe actually recorded some episodes. I think because this is gonna be probably our third one, our third
Pretty
of the
much.
new ones, right? Because we recorded some. We decided that it'd be best to kind of get a clean slate and just start. But we're still going, which I think is important, and we still haven't lost interest.
We're still trying.
Yeah, we're still trying, and it's taking a little bit to get off the ground, and it's important to address that. But I think going forward, uh, you know, again, I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, I think we're trying, and we're trying to get this thing going, and that's all we can uh, really do.
Just a little community update. We don't want any diehard fans to be in distress.
We
You
don't
know?
need any of our two viewers to be upset. Right?
Okay, but let's start off the show with a good old topic.
Okay.
So I ran out of body wash, right? And
Classic.
like any person, I was gonna go to Target.
Yeah.
And to start off, I already wanted to avoid the 3-in-1s, the shampoo, conditioner, and body
The
wash.
classic 3-in-1s. Hey, bro, they get you.
I wanted to avoid that.
Yeah, as you should.
So yeah, because who knows? Like, what liquid is 3-in-1? Like, what other stuff is 3-in-1?
Nothing, bro.
Like nothing. Like you really need to save that much money? Like just three
And
in
then
one.
I
Anyways,
feel like washing your body's pretty important, bro. Like out of all the things that you can kind of like not like spend money on. Well, dude, it's also a very important, hygiene product that I think people should spend more money on. Toilet paper.
what's that?
I feel
Like good toilet paper.
is essential, bro. Because like I'm telling you, at my house, like we have that quality. Talking, it's thick, and then when I go out in public, and it's like, too thin.
You're
bro.
suffering. And it might be an extra couple bucks, but
It's all worth it,
I
bro.
mean, you're gonna be happy when you need it,
When you got that Charmin, there's no going back, bro.
The Angel Soft, I think is the
Yeah,
other one.
Angel Soft.
So I was gonna get a body wash,
Okay.
and then I saw, and not just from seeing it on the shelf, but also advertisements and on social media and stuff. I saw like a huge block of soap,
Oh,
and I'm sure you've seen
the
them, right?
Dr.
Like
Squatch.
it's just companies that.
Is that one you're talking about?
That's not the one I bought. But that is one
Mhm.
brand where they're just making these huge bars of soap, and I bought one. It was like $8, for a bar of soap. But I'm happy to report that I actually really like it. I got a whiskey scented one.
Mm. See, I've been meaning to try to get a bar of soap. I've been looking for Dr. Squatch. I know sometimes. Well, I thought they had them at Target, but the one I went to, my local Target, even the one in Corpus, I didn't see it over there. Maybe I just had bad luck.
Mhm.
But I've been trying to get on the bar, bro. I've been having too much of my life in a bottle. Trying to get on the bar.
Trying to get on the bar. Trying to get on the bar. And I like it so far. Like I said, I could tell it's gonna last forever. I bought it maybe like 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and that thing still looks the same size.
Yeah, and I feel like not only does it do like a better job of like cleaning, but like you said, like it's actually more cost efficient. And, like like in the like, I feel like it smell like some of them can smell better, some of them do a better job of like cleaning, especially like those exfoliating ones. Dude, ever since I started using like the exfoliating like soap and stuff, I can't go back, bro. It's like impossible.
You can't go back.
Or like one time I tried. See, I don't know how the proper way to pronounce this, but do you know like the shea butter? It's shea butter, right?
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
shea.
pretty sure it's shea because I got clowned on when I said Shea.
She- the Shea butter.
Shea butter. So I think I'm pretty sure it's Shea. If I get clowned on in this podcast today, then I'm gonna go back to saying Shea. But I'm pretty sure it's Shea.
I think it might be Shea. Yeah. I think I have some. You're talking about lotion,
Yeah,
right?
the lotion. Yeah. Well, there's even like, I know people clown on Old Spice, but dude, I've been getting into. In the past, I got into some of those scents, and the shea butter is one of the scents, and it was moisturizing too.
Shea butter one. Yeah, the shea butter.
Yeah. Ooh.
The thing about, because when I hear Old Spice, I think mainly on their deodorants. And I'm not accusing Old Spice of this, but there's some deodorants where the second you put it on, it kind of feels like it burns or something. You know? Have you ever had that?
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah, but it's like not usually. I haven't had it in a while.
But doesn't that feel like you're harming your body rather than helping it?
Doesn't it have aluminum in there? Or some of them have aluminum or something in there?
I mean, I'm sure all of them had aluminum like 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing. I think like it's so funny because like people will go off on like the conspiracy theorists and be like, they'll tell you things about that are in your toothpaste. Shout out Mr. Sanchez. Or like things that are in your water.
The good old FL.
The fluoride.
The good old 19, on the elemental table.
Yeah, bro. But I don't know. It's just kind of like, honestly,
I think it's 19.
Who knows? I ain't gonna post up that. What is it?
Or
the
18
table
maybe.
yet. I'm not taking it out.
Or is it 9? God damn, now I don't know.
But who knows what else is in your product if you like actually start looking and shit.
Yeah, when you try to read all the ingredients and half of them you can't pronounce.
I just give up.
Right, and if you look at peanut butter, then because I think the way they're listed is the ones in the front of the list are the most prominent.
Okay.
And then towards the end, it's gonna be like some sort of acid because it's a preservative. Or
Okay.
Some little thing they use for color.
Yeah.
So if you look at peanut butter, I'm sure the first thing on the jar is peanuts.
Hopefully, you know.
Right. We're hoping. But I think if you look at gum or like mint, like a breath mint, like the first thing off the bat you can't pronounce. Like it's like some shit made in the lab.
Right away.
You know what I always joke about is made in the lab? Like the chicken wings from Domino's.
From Domino's?
They don't taste like chicken.
They're not bad though.
No, they taste like they grew them in the back of the restaurant. Like it's like some shit they found that like they invented in China. It's cheaper than real chicken.
That's how I felt about Burger King chicken nuggets for like the longest time. Because dude, you could literally get them like it was like $1 for 10 nuggets at one point. It's like
That's right, like $1.50 or something.
$1.50 for 10 nugs. I think because of inflation, maybe it's $2 now, but I haven't been by recently. Well, I mean, I haven't been by in a while ever since the what happened in our hometown about the
That's right.
the rat and BK.
The scandal.
The rat scandal, the BK scandal.
You know, but that has to happen in every small town. No,
Yeah.
where it makes the news.
Right, there's not enough stuff going on.
Yeah, like breaking news. The local Popeyes has rats. Or I remember Lynn's. Remember the Chinese restaurant Lynn's?
Yeah.
They were always under fire for roaches, dude. like every other month they were on the news.
Dude, they had to be bribing
Poor
the health
owners.
inspector, bro. They had to have him on contract, bro. They haven't had him on retainer
Yeah, you know the owner was stressing that month, like
every month.
sweating every night. Like the restaurant's reputation is going down every day.
Do you, I mean, I'm sure you know Great China, right?
Yeah.
Well, back in my back in my days when I was AC tech and like refrigeration tech, we would go service some of their like refrigerators and some of their like machines because this company I was working for would also do like kitchens and stuff. It was pretty cool being able to work on like because he went to like Domino's and stuff and worked on like the pizza ovens.
Oh, so you went to Domino's, but you went to the back,
Yeah, we went to the
like, where no one
yeah,
goes.
bro. We had that special privilege as VIPs. We were like we were like pushing people to the side.
You showed them the fast pass. They pulled in Acevedo. Like, okay.
Pull in Acevedo.
That's what it was. That's what just to keep y'all in the loop. Pulling Acevedo means like you back up with your arms up.
Even though you know something.
Like, oh, okay.
You know that you should probably step in, but you back it up. But I mean, Acevedo didn't.
Like,
I don't think you. You know, we had a theory, but it wasn't. It's not based in reality.
That's for another episode.
I think that's
That's for like. That's for when we've been doing the episode for like not an episode. We've been doing that podcast for like a year.
It's in.
And we just really lay down the lore.
Dude, if y'all know the idea public school lore, y'all don't even know, bro. Even the guys who went to idea don't know.
No, it's there should be a book, like a huge book that has a lock on it, you know.
What do you have to do to earn the lock?
Okay, so.
Oh, sorry. What?
What do you got to do to earn the lock?
Have the privileges, the book privileges.
You have to be subscribed to the channel. Well, I was gonna say, I was gonna put us back on track for the story. So you're saying that for the Great China, that you're working with the company and they do stuff for kitchens.
Yes, we were doing stuff for kitchens specifically. Obviously, you know, they called us in one day. One of their reach-in freezers or reach-in coolers wasn't working. So reach-in cooler is just like, you know, our refrigerators. There's a walk-in and then there's a reach-in. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. The walk-ins is like those, if you ever worked in a kitchen, you know, it's the actual freezer that you open the freezer door and you're able to walk in and grab some stuff. The reach-in is just like the refrigerator you have at home where you just open the door. Yeah, like you open the door and you just reach in and grab it. So we were there working on a reach-in, but, you know, the walk-in is like right next to us. And, man, I don't want to put any heat on Great China. But some of the things I saw, I'm not going to snitch because I'm not going to get into specifics, but some of the things I saw were just like horrible, bro. Just absolutely like disgusting, man. But then right after we finished fixing it, we got some lunch, so, you know.
They're at Great China?
Great China, bro.
I mean, you had to, you know. You had to turn a blind eye.
There were some of the guys working there at the company who, because of like they went to the back and saw like how things are done, they literally didn't eat there anymore.
It ruined
it for them.
And I don't blame them, because if you think about it, it's disgusting, right? Just the idea of vermin in your food.
Yeah, that is fucking gross.
But hey, it happens, and sometimes you get put on blast on the news. Like, can you imagine that? Like, you know, you can't even control if insects get in your restaurant.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can't monitor that 24/7, you know? And all it takes is like one little bug. It doesn't even have to be a roach. It could be a fly.
Yeah.
And it could ruin your reputation, and it's on the news 24/7. They're blasting you.
You lose your business.
Bad press.
You lose your business. You lose all the income that you bring in for your family. Like, it's pretty horrible, bro.
Your investment. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that guy must have been stressing.
Even the BK guy, bro, because I bet it's a franchise, you know? Maybe he just owns that one BK franchise. That's his whole livelihood right there. After he lost all the business to that BK franchise, everything went just downhill from there. Now he has to build up the reputation again.
Nah, poor guys.
Yeah, no,
But that's why you gotta keep it tip top.
I couldn't imagine having a restaurant. This amount of stress. Like owning a restaurant.
And also the fact that you're feeding the public.
Yeah. I think it's also
right?
like... Sorry.
Yeah, it's not just preparing the food and, you know, making sure the food is safe to eat, which is a huge part of it. But, you know, the people take that food home with them.
Mm-hmm.
Both, you know, like to go, but also they take it home with them in their stomach.
Yeah.
You know, and like when people get sick, they start immediately blaming the restaurant. Like, oh, last time I ate here, I got sick. You know, so it's one of those things where it's not only at face value, what impression your restaurant gives, but also what the food, how it tastes, how it smells even. Like I remember one time, in Harlingen, the wing barn that is right next to the nail salon.
Oh yeah.
It's on near the hospital on Sunshine,
Wait, so there's.
near Jason's Deli.
Oh yeah, so right near Marble Slab too, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
so you walk in there and it smells like nail polish because it's right next to a nail salon. And that affects your business and your reputation.
Yeah, for restaurants, location is absolutely everything, bro. Location is like super super essential. If you don't have that on lock,
Who knows what's gonna
knows?
happen? No, wait. We know what's gonna happen. You're not gonna get as many orders, as many.
dude. And I think another thing.
Yeah, there's always good restaurants. But go
Sorry.
ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say like another stressor of like a restaurant owner is like such the high turnover rate. Dude, people will just quit
Uh-huh.
on the spot, bro. No 2 weeks. Like people
Yeah,
will like walk out and just quit on the spot, bro. And it's like the restaurant owner is supposed to be like in a constant like state of distress, you know?
I'm also thinking if you're not ready for like a pop in business too, like because especially nowadays with social media, if someone shouts you out and you blow up from one day to another, you might not be ready for that, and then that could also hurt your business
Yeah.
to some degree, right? Like there was a restaurant here. It's more like a snack, like a little snack bar. It's called Teddy B's in San Antonio. And I guess some guy reviewed it and posted it on his TikTok. And then Teddy B ended up posting on the Instagram like, "Hey, revised hours today because of this guy's review and shout out. So orders might be delayed today." Because I mean, really, it's like 3 guys working at a time,
Yeah, yeah.
And they have to deal with like hot dogs and burgers and like little desserts like not ice cream, frozen shaved ice. There you
Okay.
go, raspas. Yeah.
No, I feel like that's a hard business to get into. Too much stuff going on. What do you think is another profession? Sorry?
What's what another profession?
Another
What?
profession that that's rather stress inducing.
Stress inducing? I think lately I've been thinking about jobs that require you to be at really high altitudes. And one of the ones is like the people that have to repair or like switch out light bulbs from those radio towers
Yeah.
that go forever up. And I've seen some POV videos of them at the very top, or skyscrapers too in New York City. And to think, as much as you have faith in your equipment and in your coworkers, because I mean, they see each other as like, I don't know how to say it, like they need each other to survive up there, right? Like communication and all that.
Literally need each other.
And through all that, it still must be scary as hell to be up there and like feel the wind move the building when you're on the tippy top.
That's terrifying. Now that I think about it, Nick was doing the construction, like, I think for like one summer or like a couple months or something, out in like some state, like I can't remember when. Ohio, actually. I think it was Ohio.
One of them. Okay.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, well, somewhere up there, and he was doing like he was working like in steel, and he was like doing like I don't even know how to describe it, but he was just like a steel worker, and he would have to be on top of like these buildings like while they were in the process of building them, and literally putting drilling the screws in there and literally putting it together while he was like on like I don't know, like super high up. And then I
right? And
Sorry.
yeah, that he just has to hope that everyone before him did their job
Yeah.
good and like made sure it was secure and that it wasn't gonna wobble or
Right?
slip.
Imagine like stepping on like, especially because he told me his coworkers were interesting people, right? Uh,
Mm.
I feel like a lot of constructions like this too. Like most, apparently he said most of his coworkers were like alcoholics and like stuff like that. Imagine having to depend like stepping on that beam that your coworker, who like shakes, literally put together yesterday. You know what I mean?
The guy that had a drill in one hand and a Bud Light in another hand. That
Yeah,
guy.
that guy, bro.
The guy who you're like, hey, you're gonna make sure I'm not gonna fall, right? And he looks at you like, huh? Like, he's always half paying attention because he's always drunk.
That guy. That's who you're depending on.
Yeah, dude, those guys drink. Like, they
A
drink.
lot, bro.
It's crazy. And, like, whenever I'm with my dad at the island, because there's always construction at the island.
Yeah.
At, like, the clock hits 12 and they all flood to the gas stations and buy cases. It's crazy.
And like on the
I've seen it
job,
firsthand.
bro. That's the
It's like
craziest
their
thing
lunch
to
break and
me.
they're using it to buy booze.
You know, the funniest thing is that, because I used to work in, as an AC tech again, but this is a different company, and it was, every time we'd be working in McAllen, we'd go out to like, some like sport, not like a sports bar, I guess, like a wing bar, like Buffalo Wild Wings or like a Wingstop or something. And I don't know
Yeah.
why it was the only time in McAllen. I'm sure like it. Well, actually, I have another story, but I'll share that like right now. But my we would stop like at Buffalo Wild Wings, and we'd see like all these like other blue collar like vans, blue collar workers like vans like outside too. Plumbing companies, more AC companies, electricians and stuff, and we walk in.
Electricians.
And we walk in and we see like tables of these guys and all of them in their uniform fucking chugging beers, like have a big old like they have like the, what is it called, like the pitcher, they have a pitcher of beer in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
And just like it looks like they've been there for hours, bro.
And fuck the shift, fuck the construction site. Yeah, right. Like, imagine working with one of those guys, like with a group of those guys, like you said, and then you're the guy that orders like a water. Like, they'd all make fun of you or kick you out. It's part of the lifestyle. It's part of the job.
It's literally the
You
culture.
have to drink.
It's crazy. It's literally the culture. If you don't drink, you're weird. Like, either you're smoking cigarettes all day or you're drinking at lunchtime. No in between. You have to choose. You have two paths. Those are the only two paths you can choose. Or both.
And your clothes have to be like dirty as hell, like paint all over them and rips, and like stains from like tar from that one time.
And you have to be bringing home like $2,000 checks on Friday, and then when you come back on Monday, it's a requirement to come back with like $100 in your bank account, bro. That was the craziest thing to me too. It's like all of these guys had child support and like late child support payments, and all of them would like spend all their money on cigarettes and alcohol and drugs.
At least they got a job, right?
Yeah, at least they have a job, I guess, right?
One time I was at a construction site with my dad for his job, and there's this guy named I think his name was like Raymond, he looked and was built like a bulldog. So kind of imagine like this kind of shortish person, but he was wide as hell.
Like strong.
Like his shoulders were the width of how tall he was. I think what was his name? Like Raymond, I think, and that. Okay, I'm gonna have to set this up. So, it was lunchtime,
Okay.
and they had gotten pizzas. Like Raymond and his crew, like his little buddies, had gotten pizza from Pizza
Okay.
Hut, and like these two slackers that were probably never doing anything and were always drinking decided to pop in and try to get into some free pizza
Yeah.
because they didn't pitch in. And this Raymond guy pretty much scared him out and like got a hammer and was like threatening to hit one of them. And I'm just there eating my slice, right? Because I got a slice of pizza. Like he was nice to me and gave me a
Yeah.
slice. But yeah, but he also threatened a guy's life for a slice of pizza, you know? So it's like I'm holding what a guy almost got killed for.
I was one of the chosen ones. One of the fortunate ones.
Yeah, so he scared him off. And I think while he was gone, they told us, like the other guys told my dad and I that he had been like in federal prison for like 9 years. And that he was like a good person, but he had a rough history. And I could see it in this guy that he was a changed man. You could tell that there was some joy in his heart, or like,
Yeah.
you know, like he was a good person, but he was scary. You know, you would never want to be on his bad side.
Damn.
And it's funny that he got away with that, right? Like he got away with that because the other two guys weren't going to go to the cops or anything like that.
Which is another
So I
like.
guess you can get away with stuff like
There's
that.
another like thing of like that like whole culture, the whole like construction, like blue collar like culture, bro. It's absolutely insane. And like I take the bus with like Damien. It's so funny. I feel like because you know how they're doing all that construction in like the Edinburgh, like McAllen, like area for the expressway and stuff.
Yeah.
I swear we see like half the construction workers just like sitting there chilling. Every time we pass by, they're just there like. Or like, and the funniest part to me is like it'll be a group of like 5 guys. There's like one shovel, and the other 4 guys are watching the one guy dig.
They're just
They're
watching
just
him
like
taking
watching
turns.
him dig, and then they take turns. They pass it around like every 10 minutes, and then the other guy who was digging just starts watching them.
It's like, what is going on, dude? This is why the freeway is taking like 5
That's
years.
exactly what we say every time. I'm like, and I know for damn sure that they have plenty of like other tools and like their in those trailers.
Or at least have the funds to buy more if they need some.
Oh, that's crazy, bro.
It just goes to show you that, like, there's always gonna be like lazy people that like they have the job
Yeah,
and they're still gonna be lazy on the job and like somehow not get fired.
that's the biggest like mystery to me. It's like they still come back every day.
Like they made a career in drinking, you know, like a successful career in being an alcoholic.
Like literally, that's their job. Just every once in a while, moving down this on the construction site, talking to one of the supervisors, and getting drunk, getting plastered.
Working with giant drills and like saws.
That's the funniest part to me, bro. And like it's so funny because all the like OSHA like regulations are there. And there's supervisors. There's literally some people's jobs to like make sure people are following these regulations. Alright.
People aren't drunk.
And then like in these coolers that you think there's water in there. You know it's just a cooler full of Bud Light.
Bud Light,
Michelob's.
Modelo's
the biggest one.
yeah.
And they have Modelo's and Dos Equis.
One time we were at another house, my dad and I, and there was a group of construction workers. And my dad and I had finished like drilling a hole that took us forever because the wall was pretty much cement or
that
concrete,
sucks.
whatever. So we were there drilling because we had to drill a hole and it took us 30 minutes or however
Yeah.
long. When we finally got done, we're both out of breath. And we asked the guys, hey, by chance, y'all have like any waters or anything? And they only had Modelo. Like,
That's it?
those guys don't even drink water. Yeah, they didn't have water. They didn't have like a water cooler in the trunk of the pickup or anything. Like those guys, when they get thirsty, they drink Modelo. Like on a 90-degree
That's
day.
the craziest thing to me, bro.
Like you don't want to drink water.
And then have to drive home after like already being in the sun all day, drinking nothing but Modelo.
Yeah, right. Like drive home after 8 hours in the sun and 12 Modelos later.
And then they do it all again tomorrow. Like this isn't just a 1 day thing, bro.
No, and you know they're drinking when they go home too.
They
I
drink.
mean, it's not like the party stopped.
They drink even more.
It's not like the party stopped at the freeway. They're probably drinking while they're driving too. Like, fuck it, might as well.
Right. I finished my one task for today. I'm gonna pop open a celebration beer, a road beer, and be sipping on the road.
What's the best way to enjoy a nice cold beer? Fucking
While I'm driving.
drinking it while I'm driving. When I go visit my family in Mexico, there's always an open beer in the car, like always. Like
It's
they're always just
standard.
one. A beer for breakfast, right? Because I mean, you're gonna have some barbacoa tacos. What are you gonna wash it down with?
Fucking-
Either a Coke, either a Coke or a beer at 9 a.m.
It's so crazy because it's not even a joke. People live like this, bro.
There's no orange juice, no water. So, all right, what do you want, a beer or
Or-
a Coke? A Coca.
Or
Yeah.
what's lunch? What's lunch?
Yeah, that's how it is.
Barbacoa for breakfast.
All right, so breakfast was barbacoa tacos, and down it with a Miller Lite. Lunch would be like seafood,
Okay.
which you guessed it, another beer.
Another beer, yeah.
And then dinner is carne asada with like 14 beers.
14 just to catch up. Because they have to reach at least their daily limit of 20.
At least.
And you know they're
Right,
they're
and
not
I
drinking.
mean-
They're not drinking throughout. Between breakfast and lunch, there's at least 2.
Yeah, you know they're sneaking a couple in there. Gotta go pick up the kids.
Fuck.
Fuck it.
I wonder, like, when I was playing, like, Little League or, like, doing, like, sports like that, how many drunk dads there were, like, on the bleachers. I feel like a lot. Quite a bit.
Or at like award ceremonies.
Oh, yeah. Like, graduations. Graduations, some
Or
are so
now.
long.
Yeah, or like now, how many people are gonna like be popping like an edible right before anything, like a ceremony or a graduation?
Probably the students going up, too. While they receive that diploma,
Oh, that'd be
they're gonna
surreal.
be like...
They call you up and you're like, what's going on?
Like, why you calling me for?
Yeah. Yeah, cause I've been thinking about it too. Like now that you, like how I said, you could just eat something or have a little vape. Like aren't people going to Disneyland and like just vaping in the restrooms like
Oh,
crazy?
dude, like getting fucking geeked at Disneyland, bro. Before they go on they go on any of the rides, they're going on. They get that fast pass. They get in that, like, at least in Universal, at least for the water parks. I've been seeing like this cool thing, like this digital kind of like virtual line. That looks pretty.
It's a
Yeah, it's a
wristband?
wristband. You just scan it, and
Mhm.
that's where you start, and then you just wait till it's your turn to. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's so cool.
It's the best thing ever. Yeah, I remember that. When last time I went, they had that.
Literally, I haven't.
And I forgot
Yeah, I
about
saw it
that,
on
yeah.
TikTok, and that's the only reason why I even know that that's a thing. I was like, that's really. I mean, that seems like so cool because there's so many like the lazy river that you can enjoy instead of just being stuck in line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's so cool.
Exactly. Yeah. Uh, Speaking of theme parks, this last time I went to Six Flags. Well, to begin, I actually went for free
Oh,
because I forgot how my girlfriend got a free ticket. Yeah, she got a free ticket, and then it was like Veterans Day, so I think she pretended to be like a veteran or something, and then I just got the free ticket, like something. We just walked in. That's kind of cool. Okay, no, the pretend to be a veteran was a joke.
yeah.
I don't want to get emails or anything.
You want to get
Stolen valor.
people get upset at you at that. Yeah.
No, okay, so it was Veterans Day weekend, or Memorial Day, whatever veteran people think is a holiday. And we got in for free, pretty much. And it was my first time getting on roller coasters.
Really?
It was my first time, and it was terrifying, but it was really fun.
I feel like.
Do you get on those?
Yeah, no, I used to. Well, here's the thing. Like, I actually went to SeaWorld recently. You know, I don't condone, you know, the abusement of animals, but, you know, I do condone some pretty fire rides. That's what I do condone. And SeaWorld's has some pretty fire rides. So you're going to catch me there again. Anyway, so we went. It was in San Antonio. It was just me and Paloma. And I've been to SeaWorld so many times before. But, dude, I don't know what it is. It's like when I was a kid, I was able to handle rides so much better. Now that I get on rides, it's like I still like going on the rides, but afterwards, I need that motion sickness, bro.
It's too much.
I'm ready to like just roll over and just be done with it.
No, just take a nap. They need a nap station.
They
or
do
something.
need a nap station. They need like a chill station. You just go there, you get hydrated.
Like,
Dude, you literally they charge you so much for water. It's insane. They
Oh
charge you
my
like
God.
$5 for like a
Don't
bottle of
get-
water, bro. That's what gets me like. And then like
Don't get me started.
I swear it's literally cheaper to buy alcohol, or it's like the same price to buy alcohol. It's the same.
No, bro, it's
It's insane.
$20 for parking. Like the parking spot's always gonna be
Yeah.
there. Like, why do you need $20 for it? Like, is it gonna disappear or something? It's still gonna be there. Yeah, they're gonna. I think the turkey legs were like $14.
That's insane.
Like 14. Like, all right, you guys can upscale it a little bit. I get it. And even then, I kind of don't get it, but I get it.
I guess you have nowhere
But you're
else to
gonna charge me
go. But I'm like,
$14?
bro, like that's too much. And then
It's a robbery.
and they don't let you bring food in. It's like, okay, you would think like, you know, you could get away with it though. You could bring in sandwiches if you really like, you know, if you wanted to, and that's a viable option. But you know,
if you're healthy and
if
shit.
you're healthy and shit, yeah. But if you want to bring in a whole like warm turkey leg, it's gonna be cold by the time you get off the Superman. That turkey leg's gonna be
Yeah,
like
by the time, exactly. No, and then and exactly what you said. And now you have a turkey leg, and now you're stuck with a turkey leg until you finish it, which is gonna take like 30 minutes or an hour. I don't know how long it takes to eat a turkey leg. So now you're stuck
$14
in
turkey
line,
leg.
or yeah. Goddamn. So okay, so I'm picturing it's like a little seats. There's like a mister. You lay down on the seats. They play like some Hawaiian music, so you can take a little nap.
That's what
And then there's an alarm that wakes you up like every 15 minutes, just so you don't sleep that long.
and there's like mist,
Right.
like water mist kind of pouring, at least getting, you know, cooling you down. Dude, it gets hot, bro. Because literally those amusement parks, there's no shade. It's literally just the rides. And like maybe you'll find a tree, but you already know there's going to be 10 families parked up under that tree. There's going to be a virtual waiting line for that tree too. You gotta RSVP that tree, bro.
The tree. Yeah, so back to roller coasters. The first time I was gonna get on one, no, it was the second one. But the first one I got on was a Goliath, which is like the Pee-wee like the Pee Wee roller coaster. You know, like little kids were doing
Gotta
that one,
start small.
and and of course I had to start small. But then the second one was called the Cliffhanger, which I think was like 4 stories high, the drop, and it was kind of like a vertical drop. And just being in line for that one, I could feel my heart rushing, pumping. It felt like I was gonna have some form of heart issue. So I chickened out.
Okay.
And I'll admit it. Hands up. Hand to God. I chickened out. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Okay.
But I did write it. That was the last one I
No,
wrote.
you got on it
and it was
eventually.
worse. Yeah, it was a hero's journey. Some would say. You know,
It is a hero's
it's the
journey.
flawed hero, right?
He goes in.
Me in this case.
He gets training
You know, meets
from the wise one, Renee.
Exactly. You know, I surpassed the first trial, which was the Goliath. The second one, which was the Batman. Do you know which one the Batman is?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I haven't been on it.
It's not really a roller coaster. It's more like a ride on a rail.
Okay.
But the little seat that you're in is always rotating, like this, kind of like clockwise,
Dude, that'll
with the momentum.
send me. Dude, that's what those are the rides that get
Mhm.
my guts and my head all messed up, bro. That's what gets me to get to that 15-minute nap station.
Yeah, because it's screwing with your balance pretty much, like your sense of direction. Like at least with a roller coaster, it's kind of always straight,
Yeah.
right? Or if you do a loop or something. But yeah, that one's gyrating you. Ah, gross. Imagine throwing up or something. That'd be gross.
Ugh. Imagine like being next to the guy who's throwing up. Wait, hold. Sorry about that. I'm good.
Anyways,
But imagine being next to the guy who's throwing up.
imagine, you know how at Six Flags they have the little Looney Tune characters?
Hmm.
Imagine convincing like Bugs Bunny to get on the ride with you.
You know who I don't want to go on there with?
Just go-
Mr.
Who?
Fudd.
Mr. Fudd, who is that? The hunter?
Elmer
Who's
Fudd,
that?
yeah. He's like, gonna hunt
Yeah.
me some wabbits.
Hunt and Wabbit. It's like it's just a guy that looks like he's just bald with a hat on. Hey, Mr. Fudd, get on the ride.
You know, that's what they should do, you know? Because Disney has, like, they go all out, right? They have those, like, beautiful costumes, and they have beautiful people in those costumes that actually look like they could be a princess.
Like it's a casting.
Yeah, it's a casting. They literally have to, like, audition for that part. Except for, like, Goofy or something, you know what I mean? He just gets up in the suit. But, like, they should have a ghetto... Like, Six Flags should be the ghetto Disneyland. They should have shows with, like, the characters of, like, the Looney Tunes characters, but, you know, Elmer Fudd's just some homeless guy they got off the street who's willing to, like, do a couple jumping jacks for, like, a 20-pack.
Yeah, like they trick him into it. Like they don't tell him.
They don't tell him what he's doing.
They don't ever mention money.
Oh, okay.
They don't tell him what he's doing. They're like, all right, so just wear the costume and walk around. Here's like $20 if you get hungry later.
That's it. And then they put, hey, you want another $20? He's like, sure. What are you gonna have me do? He's
Yeah.
like, all right, well, just come here. He's at the backstage. He doesn't hear all the people like in front. At the backstage, they just open the curtain and it's him with like this like with like this cage, this
Like
like
drool,
this,
like drool on his shirt.
like this rabbit in a cage. And like a duck like waddling around on the stage.
All right, go. I was picturing. Yeah, like they don't tell him anything what he's supposed to do, so they kind of just also abuse his kindness, or like not even his kindness, just he's so happy to be there because he's not homeless, right? Like he's actually in a place. So they're like, hey, this bolt on the roller coaster looks a little loose. Can you like just try to climb up there and tighten it? He's like, well, you guys are gonna stop the ride, right? And we'll see.
You guys aren't gonna like it while he's climbing up there. He's the car moving like right above his head. And then like he's standing like the next track, like he sees him go over his head, and then like he sees him like coming around to where he is. So he has to like jump
Oh god.
to get on the rail above
Poor
him,
guy.
so he doesn't get hit.
Hmm. It's like a video game.
Like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, dude. What if like, right? Why don't they just do that? Why don't they hire homeless people and just have them do something? I mean,
We'll start a program. We'll advocate the government to get rid of the homeless problem. Just hire them as like performers, bro. Hire them as
look, I think every company, restaurant, brand, whatever, has at least room for one additional person to just figure out something they could do. Maybe they could stand outside, hold a sign. Maybe they could hand out free samples, right?
so you're saying like
Maybe they could dress up like
make it a mandate to have one bum from in every business.
just find something for them to do. Like, you don't even have to pay them that much, just as long as they're getting paid, right?
You think that's problematic?
Well, I mean, it's better than them not having a job.
What if they rob the people coming into the business?
Then there's a homeless man on the police force for that.
What?
Send Johnny over there.
This is Johnny knows how to deal with these people. Johnny is one of these
He was-
people.
Yeah, they were both homeless at one point. They'll sort it out. Okay, we shouldn't make fun of homeless people.
No, I know.
I saw a homeless guy the other day.
I know. It's.
I feel
yeah,
bad.
It's a hard.
But you know, it's like you feel bad, but at the same time, like we're not too like. I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
But there's
Like,
definitely worse things we could be
some-
saying, like you know.
So, no, what I was gonna say is someone made a comment or a joke. I forgot who said it, but someone said like everyone's like one, or not everyone. A lot of people are one broken leg away from like being homeless.
I think that's true.
Meaning like a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and you know if they had to cover a medical bill or a you know an unexpected bill for the house or for your car, then that's gonna set you back like months in rent or months in your paycheck.
Yeah, no.
You know, I think a lot of people are in the position where they are, where like maybe they have like a cheap apartment or like a cheap car. It's just because they were lucky enough to have someone else help them get there.
Yeah. No, I mean, shit. I feel like if I didn't. I mean, I know. I don't think if I didn't have my parents supporting me, I'd be homeless right now, for sure. I think that's the majority of young 20-year-olds. But I think there's also a bigger problem with just wages being so like things becoming more expensive and wages aren't catching up.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, I guess you could if you're. I mean, I don't know. I mean, most places don't really pay minimum wage except for like Taco Bell. It's fucking crazy. I think I saw a Taco Bell, maybe not minimum wage. I think they said starting, not $7.25, but $8.25, dog. Buy you
Ooh.
one more McChicken with that dollar. But anyway, like it's
Nah,
just
and the
like
chickens are like $3
now they're expensive, bro. Like, it's gonna sound ridiculous, but I bought like 6 McChickens, not just for me. Let me preface this by saying, not just for me. Although I could probably down 6 McChickens, but you know.
6.
But we bought 6 McChickens, and I was expecting, you know, a bill, $8 with taxes, right? You know, that's reasonable. This bill comes out at $12. I'm like, what?
What?
And what in the world, bro? And this isn't anywhere like crazy. This is in La Feria. Like I just got off the expressway. I saw a Mickey D's, and I went to the drive-through, picked up 6 McChickens, and I was out $12.
Should have been sick.
Yeah, right. I'm used to
What
it.
is going
Well,
on here?
That's how I knew inflation was real. When they
No, now,
everything, bro.
yeah, now the average of on how much I pay, like with my girlfriend and I, it's either like from 24 to like 36 is the average.
Yeah, and that's because that's not getting any drinks, uh, like alcoholic drinks, right? But not getting any drinks.
Yeah.
That's going out to somewhere like not crazy. Like that's like going out to. It's not fast food, but it's not like. Well, fast food is $24. Like if you wanted to get two meals at like Whataburger, that's like $20 right there. $22, $24.
I remember one time, there was a time at Cane's I would pay like $14 for 2 meals.
Yeah,
And now it just broke like $21 or $22.
that's crazy, bro. And this isn't
It's
fine
like
dining
another
we're
meal
talking
with that.
about, bro.
Talking about Raising
It's
Cane's,
the
brother.
chicken strips, bro.
The strip.
Which, hey, you can make chicken strips into some fine dining, but for the most part, that's a quick meal. That's a drive and go.
Yeah, and where they get you is the taxes. Because taxes is like $4. And you forget about those $4, but those $4 can make $26 into 30 or $31.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
That's a lot
It's hard to support yourself as a young person. Like I know, like this my girlfriend's friend. Right now, she has like a decent job. Like but it's even for her. She lives alone. She doesn't have like a partner, or boyfriend, or anything. So she lives alone. She has a 1-bedroom apartment in Corpus. This isn't any like a high living. I mean, it's higher than the Valley, but
This is Corpus
it's Corpus.
we're talking
You know
about.
what I mean? It's not like San Antonio or it's not Austin. It's not like stupid expensive. It's Corpus we're talking about here, boys. So it's a 1-bedroom apartment, which she pays
Which-
already right off the bat $1,300 for a 1-bedroom
Oh, what?
apartment in Corpus.
That's
It's
crazy.
insane, insanity, bro. $1,300.
Yeah, bro. No,
She's moving into a
this is
studio.
Corpus we're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's Corpus. It's not anything crazy, bro. It's not like this is
Like-
like you would
like
expect this in
they-
San Antonio, like or not in Austin. Austin's even crazier. You would expect this in Houston
Ooh.
or like San Antonio. San Antonio's pretty expensive. I know it's getting pretty expensive out there.
Like Corpus, they just built a bridge and they want to be on the map,
That's all.
And they are on the map.
Yeah.
Like what?
y'all gotta
What's
chill
up with-
out,
what's up
bro.
with- What's up with San Benito, bro?
Shout out Freddie. Shout out the water tower. Mr. Fender.
Yeah, bro. We got a water tower.
No, we actually saw
Yeah, so
yeah,
$1,300.
$1,300, and then I guess she's just building up her credit, but she just traded in her old car, which she bought with cash, which I think was like a great move because you don't have to make any payments, you don't have to pay any interest. She bought it with cash. It's a great move, but she got rid of that car so that she could get another car, a newer car, which she didn't have to put any down payment for, but the interest rate is like fucking insanity, bro. You ready for this? Are you ready for just hear how much this is a month or how much the interest rate is?
Let's hear it.
20%.
What?
So for a car payment.
And is
bro.
that like the best deal?
Well-
Yeah, is that like the best deal she could get?
Because she didn't put down, I guess, more down, and because like her credit score isn't even bad either. Like it's not like horrendous. It's like 600 or like mid 600. So it's not like horrible, but she's hoping to refinance, which is a very good. She needs to do that eventually, but she needs to pay more of the car off before she can. She needs to build more her credit up, and she needs to
God damn,
more of
dude.
the car
Yeah.
off. But dude, I was like, whoa, for a car, like 20% is absolute bananas, bro. Like it's insanity.
It feels like everyone nowadays, like everyone, I mean corporations and the businesses,
Yeah.
They're just trying to get a piece, you know. They're just trying to get more out of you.
Yeah. Like I feel like that's always been it, but
And
like now it's even more predatory than it's ever been.
yeah, it's like I remember when I remember PS3 to play online, you didn't need PlayStation Plus, and
Dude,
then PS4 you needed
I
it.
I love not having to pay for so long. I got so used to it, and then I don't know, man. It's like
No, you want to hear the worst? This is just the episode where we're talking bad about people because we're upset. We're upset. The biggest, the most atrocious offender to this is Hulu, where you pay. I think HBO Max does this. You pay like the base subscription, and you still get ads.
yeah.
Like, what is that?
I'm watching TV. Like I'm not. This is cable right here, bro. This isn't a subscription.
And yeah, and you're not paying like $3 for it. You're paying the $7.99 or
I
like
thought it was the
$6.99, whatever
the
it is.
$5. I was like $5. I think that's reasonable. $5 isn't all that much, you know. Here's the thing. It's like because
I don't
you
know,
have to
man.
consider like the cost that they have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everyone's increasing. Because here I do, you know, if they because I think for my girlfriend anyway, maybe it's just because she's a student, but I think she pays $5 for Hulu, and she gets Hulu, but she has to watch some ads every once in a while. I'm like, okay, like yeah, the ads suck, but it is only $5 a month.
Yeah, I guess so. And there is ad skippers, which I shouldn't complain.
Yeah, I think if it was something like
It's
ten
fun. It's
bucks
fun to
with
complain.
ads, that's starting to be unreasonable, and that's because Hulu knows damn well. My girlfriend's sharing her account with like 5 other people, so it's like $1 a month per person, bro.
That's true.
So I do gotta combat that a little bit, but in general, I think corporations can be very predatory and they can be very take advantage of of people, especially those theme parks, bro. Just circling it all back to those $14 turkey legs. Insanity, bro.
The movies is the biggest
Yeah, the
one. Then.
movies has been the
For
biggest
concession.
culprit, bro. But there's always been that workaround. If you're going in with a honey, pack that purse bag up full of it, dog. Or like if you're going in with a
Oh, dude.
if you're remember when we got 4 for 4s.
Yeah. In our jackets to watch A Quiet Place.
It busted out the fries.
Yeah, I remember. And we just walked in because
With the
I was thinking, how am I gonna sneak the drink in? We're like, fuck it, just walk in with it, and the guy didn't say anything.
I feel like that's how most people are anyway, right? They think you think a lot more. You think they're gonna care? They're making $7 too.
But I like what you said. Like in your head, it's a bigger deal than what it is.
Yeah.
When in reality, you just do it.
And the worst that can happen
And,
is they
like,
tell
no
you
one bats an eye.
throw away your drink. That's the worst that can happen.
Mhm.
It's funny because like when you're
It-
little, when you're young, you think you're gonna end up in cuffs by walking in with like a junior hamburger.
Yeah, with walking in with some candy you bought at the dollar store like 10 minutes before.
Or like the movie stand had the
And
best
people
setup,
don't-
bro. The dollar store right
I was about to
next
talk about
to
that.
it.
Yeah.
That's why they went out of business, bro. That's why they shut it down. We're probably the reason why it's not there anymore.
What a bargain, wasn't it? Dollar movies. It was like you paid $3 or $4 for the ticket, and then the dollar store right next to it.
It's ridiculous.
You load up
bro.
on snacks. You sneak in a Pepsi too. And they took that away from us.
Yeah, but no, movie snacks are ridiculous. Those guys need to be stopped.
Yeah. I mentioned it because yesterday I went to the movies. You know what I went to go watch?
John Wick?
John Wick 4.
Yes, sir. I've been meaning
Yeah.
to watch it, bro. I've been wanting to watch it. Was it good?
But, well, let me preface this. I had never seen any
Oh, okay,
John
okay,
Wicks.
okay.
So for this to be my first one, it was a little. I guess I was just thrown in there,
Yeah.
but without any spoilers. It was an experience.
Okay.
Like like I'm sure any John Wick movie where it's just nonstop action,
Yeah.
and you're like, holy shit,
It is.
holy
It is
shit, what's John Wick gonna
nonstop
do now?
action, bro.
So it's a lot of fun. Like I mean, I'm sure you're gonna see it, and
Yeah.
I even say you should go see it.
You go into John Wick
Uh,
for a particular reason. You don't go in there for like the emotions to be coming out of you at the end of the movie. You go in there to see some high quality, crisp people getting like shot in the face.
Yeah, and I guess the only thing is, and this isn't really a spoiler, and in fact, I won't even use John Wick 4 as an example. I'll use John Wick 1 because I've seen like the first 20 minutes of
Okay.
it. It's the fact that they're always getting hit by like cars or like they're always getting shot like 3 times and still getting
Yeah.
up like right after that. It's like some stuff is a little superhumanish.
Yeah.
Where like John Wick gets shot in the arm and in the chest, and then he's like, oh, it's like, do you remember in Call of Duty Black Ops, like Woods and Mason get shot like 20 times by a minigun, and then as long as the player doesn't die, they'll just get up and keep going. That's what it kind of feels like when you're watching John Wick.
But I feel like that's the point. You know. Again, it's kind of like one of those things. You don't go into it thinking it's gonna be a realistic like movie. The same way I don't go into Call of Duty thinking that I'm gonna get like a. I buy the Call of Duties every damn year, and I don't think, I know what to expect going into it.
Yeah, and once you realize that, like once you realize, oh, this is just a movie, and John Wick is most likely gonna get out of this
Yeah.
somehow, right? Whether it's like like an ex machina, like maybe like another character you forgot about is gonna come out, or like he's gonna save himself, something's gonna happen, and and he's gonna get out of this, and if you remember that, then you'll have fun.
That
Same thing with Marvel movies or anything
I
like
was
that.
gonna say, like, with any form of media, regardless, with almost actually anything in life, I think this is something that people need to hear. Expectations are everything. If you go into something expecting absolutely nothing, you can't be disappointed. It's the only time you're ever disappointed with anything in life. Doesn't matter if you go on a date, it doesn't matter if you go out to eat, it doesn't matter if you watch a movie. If you have zero expectations, you will not be disappointed.
Yeah. Just walk in there with an open mind.
Yeah. I think that was one of my biggest moments, kind of like not recently, but like, I feel like I've had this realization over and over again. I have to keep reminding myself of it. And it sounds bad, but it's, I tend to set my expectations so low for absolutely anything so that I can't be disappointed.
That's a trick. That's a trick to get through life.
That is a trick to get through life. I mean, ideally, you don't want to have any expectation. That's on some, like, Buddha shit,
Some Sid Harsa stuff.
Yeah.
Some Okonkwo philosophy.
Some
right there.
Okonkwo. I think some Okonkwo philosophy is to beat your wife, but that's neither here or there. That's not my philosophy.
It's for another day. Dude, we're already at an hour and 4 minutes.
Already?
I think we should cut it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then, thank you everyone for listening.
So,
Thanks for the support. Like we said, if we're like, I'm not gonna promise weekly content because then if that doesn't happen, I don't want anyone to be disappointed. But just know that Beans with Dreams is trying, and we don't give up easily.
no, sir. Well, thank you guys.
Any parting words, Augur?
Thank you guys for tuning in. It's a pleasure to always be able to be back here, speak with Felipe, and just share our thoughts. Share some funny stories, share some relatable things.
Mhm.
You know, everyone knows about those $14 concessions at SeaWorld at Six Flags. You know, talk about some relatable stuff. If you guys like listening, please leave a like. Consider subscribing. Even and if you dare, please leave a comment. We love to interact with y'all. We would love to get to know more about you, who you are,
Mhm.
and you know, just or hit us up on Instagram. The links are below in the description. Ever since I changed the descriptions,
That's right. Thank you, Agu.
so you can follow Felipe on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow the Beans with Dreams podcast itself on Instagram, which we will be posting maybe some behind the scenes, the setups. But y'all stay tuned.
Okay. All right. Well then, see y'all later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.